Hey guys, how's it going? Stans here. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about Squid Game. If you haven't seen Squid Game as a whole, or especially the latest season, which is season 3, go watch it because I will be spoiling stuff. So let's get started with the obvious. Well, I'm not going to say the obvious because as a whole, the full season was kind of obvious that what was going to happen from start to finish, and especially when certain things happen. So, for example, in episode 2/3, wherein the mother and son switch sides, I turned to my wife and I said, yeah, the mum's going to kill the son. It's really, really obvious. There's a lot of hints and a lot of signs, in a sense of when they have scenes together and they talk. I remember her talking, I think it was in season 2, um, that she's seen, no, it was in this season, it was in episode 2, or episode 1, where she's told, it was something that I had to bury your dad, I had to kill your dad, well, not kill, but bury your dad, I'd see that I don't want it, obviously, same happened to you, but when it comes to it, it had to happen because they switched roles, and like I say, as soon as they switched roles, it was fairly obvious. If you think, well, Stance, how do you know that? Well, when they switched roles, it kind of panned on her when she was speaking, but kind of mostly sent her to the screen. You seen the knife in the back of her hair. That was the main point to kind of hint, like, look, she's going to kill him. Um, how he died, she felt bad for it because she didn't want to do it, but it had to be done. And the reason for that is because 222 gave birth and the baby was born. Let's not talk about CGI baby, it was terrible, but pretty much is it was either let the baby die and him win or him die and let the baby survive. It's really obvious because as a show, it's inhumane, incredibly inhumane for a baby to be killed, especially if it's not real. The premise of it is horrible. So when that happened, I was called it. I knew it was going to happen. The next part was when, obviously, at that point, 222 already fractured instead it was broke. But I thought, well, and she could barely walk. The next game was skip rope, and it was obvious she was going to die either if she was playing the skipping game, or she pretty much just tossed herself off the edge, which is what she done. Which was it was obvious. It was really obvious. And of course, um, the baby itself. So when the baby was born, I turned to my wife and I said, either 456 is going to win it because he's won, obviously, the other one, or the baby's going to win it because being human to kill a baby. And trust me, there was certain points in the show when I thought they're actually going to fucking do it and kill the baby, even though the baby isn't real. They were going to do it, like, right up until the very end. Like, when 333 had a hold of the baby, I was going to, like, toss it off the end and stuff like that. There was so many times that they're actually going to do it, but they didn't. Um, and yeah, like the last episode, yeah, it was obvious that the baby's going to win. What I found a bit kind of odd about it, and a bit humane, well, and I would say humane because I kind of predicted it as well, is the baby was born in the game, so it becomes a participant. I said that to my wife as well. I was like, I bet you the baby becomes a participant now its mother's dead. And I was right. Like, when they came in, they were like, oh, there's only 8 players. And the guards were like, well, no, there's 9. And they're like, no, it's 8. And they were like, well, we're casting the baby as a player. And it's like, what? Like, what's the point? The baby can't vote. And, like, every time that they vote, it's like, oh, the baby can't participate in the vote. Well, why is it there? I mean, it's not really there because it's not real, but still. So I predicted it was going to win. I really did. That was before the spoilers came out about it. Like, I avoid spoilers like the plague. Up until I came on this fucking app, and fuck me, the amount of spoilers. Like, I seen something on the official Squid Game. I was like, oh, look at the comments. And the old said he was gonna die, and I didn't want to believe it. But now there's theories that he isn't actually dead. And when he died, and you seen the island explode, it was in a reverse, or like, you seen it from a distance because you didn't see the background of him or anything. It was just black. So that was odd, to say the least. But yeah, as a whole, it's great. I'm going to do another TikTok about the Squid Game you see here. Because I'm not a fan of that. And I'll see why in that video. But yeah, as a whole, a 10 out of 10 for the season. Season 2 and Season 3, great seasons. Season 1 of Squid Game, I wasn't really a fan of. I watched so much of it, and I was like, it's not for me. And then my wife was like, Squid Game 2, it's going now. We need to watch it. I was like, okay. And I've had hooked. So yeah, a Season 3, fantastic. I really hope they do make the Season 4 after the spin-off of America. They'll also do other kind of videos about Squid Game as well. I've heard other potential spin-offs. So yeah, thanks for watching. Click the follow, comment down below who your favourite player is. Thanks so much for